Hey guys, welcome back. If you have not heard, we will get Dragoon back. Dragoon who? Dragoon Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. This is the card that will come back with the new ban list. Very, very powerful card. A lot of people have waited for this card for a long time, it says. And today I want to show you this branded Despia deck list that you can go play Dragoon in if this becomes legal. Will branded Despia be once again a very good deck? I think this will definitely make the deck better, but don't expect too much. I will also show you the easiest and I think most effective combo to get a Dragoon as well as a Mirrorjet on the field, which should normally be enough to stop your opponent if he does not have like a ton of board breakers or hand traps. So we have the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon Elites, Dark Magician plus Red Eyes Black Dragon or one Dragon Effect monster. So we are using our Dark Magician here, obviously the red one, the coolest one. Could also use any other one because I don't think we have the red one in a Master Duel as of right now, if I am correct there. And then we need a Dragon Effect monster, which is our Fallen of Albas, this guy here. And if you are wondering, this is the alternative artwork from this special Albas set that has released. We don't have this in Master Duel yet, but I guess at some point we will get these. These are basically like alternative art reprints, and we tend to get these after a while. So we have the Fallen of Albas, so that you're not confused. We have the, in my opinion, coolest artwork, Blazing Cartesia, the Virtuous. Really cool looking, looks like Magic. The Gathering card reminds me of Shadow Dread, the Apocalypse or something. It's black card that was in basically every, or is in every black deck, I think. And then we have Aluba, the Jester of Despia. So you can definitely expect these alternative artworks to come at some point in the game, I would guess. But let's talk about a Dragoon because this is the aim of the video. So it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Very nice. And neither player can target this card with card effects, which means this can only be destroyed either by battle or by non-targeting banishment, which non-targeting banishment is very rare. But what does non-targeting banishment? Our Mirrorjet, for example. So you could go ahead and banish your own Dragoon, which is obviously not what you want to do. During your main phase, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. A very nice card to finish a game or to basically put your opponent on a timer when you are in these. Everyone has a low hand count. There are not many cards in the deck left situations where basically both of you have maybe already expended your main combo and there are only some pieces left in the deck. And you can use this effect a number of times per turn, up to the number of normal monsters used as fusion material for this card. We only use this once because we only have the Dark Magician. Obviously, we don't want to run a lot of bricks in the deck to be able to play the Dragoon. And this is what we are playing him for. Once per turn, when a card or effect is activated, quick effect, you can discard one card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. And if you do that, this card gains 1000 attack, making it even harder to be destroyed in battle. So this is an Omni negate that needs you to discard a card. But keep in mind, this is very important to understand that this is and if you do that effect, which means only if you negate the activation and you destroy the card. And if you do that, this card gains 1000 attack. So you need to destroy the card in order for you to gain this 1000 attack, which means if your opponent, for example, activates an Ash Blossom and you would go ahead and negate the Ash Blossom, that would not destroy the card because the Ash Blossom is already in the graveyard and no longer in hand. Obviously, if you would, for example, negate a Fallen of Albas, which is on the field, then you would destroy the Fallen of Albas and you would get the 1000 attack points. So keep this in mind. Very important to understand about Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. So what are we playing here? So the first thing to understand is that because I have switched this ban list shenanigan up to the OCG, I cannot put Predaplant Verta Anaconda in this deck, but Predaplant Verta Anaconda is the 15th spot here. If we don't get the ban on this card, you can make this with 2 effect monsters, and then we can basically send our Branded Fusion to the graveyard to fusion into our Dark Dragoon. This is very nice, but this is a play that you only want to do if you have no other place available, because this is the one problematic thing with the Dragoon. And the reason why I think, my personal opinion, you don't really play it in the TCG anymore is because it kind of conflicts with what you want to do with your branded engine anyway. So, for example, in the TCG, getting your Albion out and making the gimmick Puppet Lock work, which no longer works with us here in Master Duel, is the better play than making a Dragoon. And you need your branded fusion in order to make this Dragoon. So that's a bit of a problem, unfortunately. You could also, I think, make the Dragoon with branded and red fusion, summon level 8 or higher fusion monster from your extra deck. This would fit the condition. You could also use your fusion duplication, but only having one branded fusion means that it's less likely to be able to get to the Dragoon, and it competes with all the other stuff that Branded wants to do. And I think this is the big problem, and this is why you might not see Dragoon in every Branded list going forward. But we are playing the new gimmick puppet, if you want to call it that. You don't have to play this card, the Device King Requiem. If you're wondering why we are playing this one, it has the monster effect. Where is it? You cannot special summon monsters except DDD monsters, so you are going ahead and making your Albion the Sanctifier Dragon and then placing this Device King Requiem on your opponent's board, locking him. Basically, this is a worse lock than was Gimmick Puppet Nightmare, but still a very good one. I think if you want to play this deck at an optimal point, you should play this lock, since it's very unfair and can win you games on its own. We have a 2 Tri-Brigade Mercuria, a very good card. You can banish this, you can search stuff, can be a start of your combo. We have 1 Guiding Quem, the Virtuous. Since we are playing a 40 card-ish list, we don't have a lot of duplicates of the basic branded cards. You could also run this as a 60 card list. The advantage of having a 60 card list would definitely be to see this brick, the Dark Magician brick, less often. That's definitely for sure. But I decided to go for this 40 list here. We have 1 Springet's Kit, gives you access to your branded fusion. We have 1 Albion the Shrouded Dragon in a potential 60 list. You would definitely bump this up to 3. We have 2 Blazing Cartesia, the Virtuous. We also have access to her via the fusion deployment. We have 1 Ad Libitum of Despia, a nice combo together with the Branded in red and Guardian Chimera. This is definitely something that you could cut if you wanted to, but it's super nice because this can bring back a Mirror Jade and can basically give you 3 Mirror Jade activations in 1 turn in combination with the Guiding Quem. We have 1 Bestial Saronir, which is there to search our branded pieces. 1 the Bestial Lubelion. Obviously, no matter where there are a lot of dark and light decks running around, you can bump the Bestial count up in this deck. You might then switch to the 60 card list just to have more space for that. We have 1 Despian Tragedy that we can send to the graveyard via the Gold Sarcophagus or Foolish Burial, getting us into our Alubar, one of the best starters that we have. Triple Fallen of Albus because we need him. You can also summon him with the fusion deployment just to interrupt your opponent's board. You can also normal summon him just to interrupt your opponent's board with his fusion discard effect. Then we have the Dark Magician here. We have Triple Ash Blossom. Don't be confused here. This effect where there is a Maxi, once again, I cannot put in another Maxi since I'm on the OCG ban list that I needed to set here, and they have the Maxi here too. This is another Maxi. We have a triple Tactics Thrust. Very nice, can set you your fusion duplication when your branded fusion was, for example, Ash Blossom. You just go ahead, triple Tactics Thrust, set the fusion duplication, and then branded fusion on your opponent's turn, which can in most circumstances get you into your Albion, which gets you into your lock, or can also get you into Dragoon, which then you have a very powerful boss monster on the field. We have Brown Branded in red, very strong. You will see in the combo in a moment what we can do with Branded in red together with Dragoon, getting a Mirror Jade and a Dragoon on the field, which is a very strong power play. We have triple fusion deployment. Just talked about this card. You can get your Fallen of Albus out as an interruption. You can get your Cartesia out. Always keep in mind, if your Cartesia is out, you are also protected from stuff like Imperm, because you can then just go ahead and quick effect fuse the Imperm target away with the Cartesia via quick effect. 2 branded opening, once again back at 2, so we are playing it at 2. It's one of the best cards in the deck. The fusion application is an insane card. Obviously, we need a branded lost. In a 60 list, you could play more branded losts. Our starter Foolish Burial, our starter Gold Sark, and then the branded Retribution, which you can use to dump your, or basically get your dumped branded fusion from the graveyard back into your hand. And then we are playing 2 Caught by the Wave just to be able to interrupt opponents' Ash Blossoms and Maxis. We have our 1 Red Eyes Dark Dragoon back in the game, a very nice craft. This ultra rare will probably have an animation. 2 Mirror Jades, 1 Despian Quarritus, then we have 2 Lubelion, we have 2 Albion, we have 1 Titanic Clad, we have 1 Rindbrom the Striking, we have 1 Grangignol, 1 Guardian Chimera, 1 Bowload Furious Dragon, and then our Albion the Sanctifier Dragon, as well as the Predator Plant Verta Anaconda, if this card should still be legal. If it's not legal, you could just replace her with a Predator Plant Dragostapelia, so going for the Predator Plants here with the 15th extra deck spot. Now let's hop right over into the combo guide and I'll show you the best way, the most efficient way to get out a Dragoon and a Mirror Jade with not a lot of cards. Alright guys, we are starting here with the Aluba as well as a discard. This is in our case the Tri-Brigade Mercurial, could be any other discard, and Branded in red. So Aluba and Branded in red can can get you to this play. This Aluba could also be branded fusion. Then you would need another body to fuse, but we will see this in a moment. So we are playing our Aluba, getting our branded fusion here, then go branded fusion into a Lubelion, and we are using our Dark Magician as well as our Fallen of Albas for this. The target is our Dragoon, and now we are, or the Lubelion, sorry. The target will be our Dragoon in a second here. So we make the Lubelion here. This is where we need this discard, activate Lubelion's effect to discard Tribrigade Mercurion, and then brand it in red. And the cool thing is that we can now grab back our Fallen of Albas from the graveyard, and we can fuse into our Mirror Jade with the Fallen of Albas that we have grabbed via the branded in red, and our Lubelion, which is our fusion monster. This can make a Mirror Jade, and the cool thing is that Lubelion says that we can use stuff from the banishment or from the graveyard to make the other fusion summon, so our Dragoon. So we can use this as a fusion material, bring it into the grave, into the banishment, and then once again use this as a fusion material from the banishment, from the graveyard, basically giving us an extra body, if you want to call it that, to make our Dragoon. So there comes the Fallen of Albas to the hand here. And now these go into a Mirror Jade, both are getting banished, and Lubelion's effect will be the next one to resolve, which is nice because Lubelion, as I already said, can also choose cards from the banishment. We are choosing Dark Magician as well as our Lubelion. Could have also chose the Fallen of Albas here. Depends on what you want to recycle into your deck. Both of them are dragons in the end, so this works. And then you just go ahead and make your Dark Dragoon. And there's the animation. Maybe this could look something like this when it comes to Master Duel. We will have to see. This is the best combo that you can use to get into your Red Eyes Dark Dragoon plus Mirror Jade with very little card investment here. Keep in mind you have even more cards in the hand. Now you have your non-targeting banishment Mirror Jade and your Omni-Negate Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, and obviously we are missing the one card in the hand to activate our Dragoon, but we don't start with 3 cards, so you will have another card in the hand, and you could have also started with just the Branded Fusion since we have not used our Aluba in this combo. So Branded Fusion in any way, as well as a Branded in red and 1 discard would have worked. It's very easy to get through these cards and make this combo, so here you go. Have fun with the Dragoon. Let me know in the comments whether you will go for the Dragoon and in which deck you are playing him, obviously Branded being the most obvious one, but let me know what you are planning on doing with this new cool card here, and we will see each other in the next one.